Welcome back, everybody. This is Two Nerds Are Better Than Uno. My name is Ron Deasy, and I got my co-host with me,
Mr. Awesome.
Mr. Awesome's Neighborhood. We are here. We are back. We're doing the finale of season 1, The Last of. We got some Bad Batch coming up. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, I believe it's called, and a lot more other stuff. So let's jump into this. Let's go to our favorite series this year, The Last of Us.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. When it began, right? When the episode began, what the beginning of it, that whole scene, what did you think it was at first before you heard the names?
What do you mean?
Who did you think those people? Who did you think that woman was?
Oh, the final episode. So
the final episode, yeah.
I'm trying to think what woman you're talking. You mean
in the beginning? The pregnant woman.
Oh, I knew who it was.
You knew who it was immediately?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I already knew that she was going to be doing the voice of Ellie's mother, so I knew it was Ellie's mother.
Ah, god dang it.
I was like, what are we talking about? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, sorry. I got lost there, but yeah, I knew exactly who it was.
Okay,
and that's the voice of Ellie.
Okay,
that's
from the video game.
Who actually voices Ellie?
Yeah. Okay, I actually thought, because I didn't know that. I remember you told me last episode, but I actually thought it was jumping into the future of this is Ellie pregnant and it's still like the infected was going on. And so, because when she had the baby, I thought like, oh, she's not cutting the cord, so maybe, this baby's gonna be immune. But then once it progressed and, oh, this is Ellie, this and that, I was like, oh, they're doing a history. But
so in the games, did they ever actually show how she's immune? Like the situation that happened, or are they just kind of like a special thing for HBO?
I think it's a special thing for HBO because I remember the game, and I don't think they ever showed that. I don't ever think Ellie even explained how she became immune or if she knew. I don't even think Marlena. Is it Marlena?
Marlene, yeah.
Marlene. I don't think Marlene even explained it in the game. I could be wrong. It's been a while. It's been years. But HBO, they did the little twist, just like with the couple, the gay couple, the two guys.
Oh, so they just want to explain things further with it.
Because in the game they never went in depth of how that couple became. You just find his partner hanging or something like that.
Right.
You said, "Oh, that's my partner." But they never really explained like, oh, that was my actual lover and everything. So
right.
I think it was the HBO
kind of
thing.
Implied because of how he feels about him and stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, but yeah,
what do you think of me of Blade?
Of Blade? Oh, honestly. yeah, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't even thought about that.
That's immediately what I thought of. I'm like, oh man, that's how it's gonna happen because she was pregnant, and then he bit her right as she was pregnant. I'm like, oh, it's like Blade.
Do you think that was a? Do you think that was a real? Did you think that was a real baby or was it CG?
It looked like a real baby to me.
That's some great HBO.
That's some really, really good
special
CG,
effects.
That's not a real baby.
Right.
I'd be shocked if that wasn't a real baby.
Hey, side note, I think the worst.
Where the hell they get these babies, by the way, dude? Holy crap!
I think the worst CGI baby is the baby from Twilight. After Bella had her baby.
Never saw it.
Never saw it?
I saw the first one and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This series sucks. And my wife told me, she's like, yeah, I watched the first movie and I didn't watch the rest, but I actually read all the books. I loved the books. That's what she said. I was like, really? Because the movie sucked. She's like, yeah, the movie did suck, but the books are really good. Apparently that scene where like they get into a fight at the end of the movie is like a brutal fight in the book.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing in the movie. It's like, wow, really? You just screwed up like the best part of the book?
Yeah. I never read the books. I actually only continue watching the movies because I heard there's gonna be werewolves in it, and I'm a werewolf guy, so that's the only reason why I continue watching it. I thought how they portrayed the vampires was like totally against the
Werewolves are
lore
cool.
of vampires. They sprinkle and glitter in the sunlight. I was like, no.
I'm gonna go back to Darkstalkers real quick here. Tal Bane was probably my favorite character in Darkstalkers. The Kung Fu
Which one was
Wolf.
that one? Oh, the werewolf guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Tal
He was
Bane,
cool.
and then Dimitri after that when he came out because he's a big ass sword. You know how I like.
Speaking of Darkstalkers, that's what I want to talk to you about. Thank
You
you.
want to see something
Thank
cool
you.
with Darkstalkers? Remember when I told
What
you
is
I
it?
went to New York?
Yeah. Oh, hey, and you know what?
This
Dang,
is the
that
original
is the original.
Dark. Yeah, this is the
Did you see how much?
big.
Did you see how much it costs on eBay?
Yeah, it's not that much. It's like $100
Not that
or
much.
something like that.
That's still a lot, you
Yeah,
know.
but the disc isn't in the best shape and stuff like that. I do need money though, man. My car is like wrecked right now. I actually
Isn't there a way that people could like buffer out the disc and make it look clean?
I mean, you can make it look a little nicer, but then everyone sees that it's been buffered, and it's probably worth even less.
Okay.
But yeah, go back to Darkstalkers. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Darkstalkers.
I just thought you'd
So
like that.
I was gonna tell you, man, I've had the worst weekend for video games.
What?
So check this out. First, my PS4 goes out.
No.
I get the white light of death.
It's a sign that you have to get a PS5.
I'm not. I don't think there's enough games out yet for me to get the PS5. There's nothing out there that's like, oh, I want to get that.
Street Fighter 6.
I'll get a PS5 if they announce. Remember we talked about this. I'll get PS5 if they announce. What was that shooter? That first person shooter exclusive on PlayStation.
Oh, you talking the one we talked about, Resistance?
Yeah.
Man, I gotta tell you, Resistance was hella fun.
Not Resistance. No, it's a different one. It's not. I have it on PS3.
Oh,
Damn.
is it what is it? Shit, is it Kill something?
Killzone?
Killzone.
Yeah. So if they announce it for PS5, I might just go and get it. You can still get what the newest God of War can still be played on PS4, right?
I think so. I don't think it's next gen only. They really haven't done many next gen only games yet. I think one of the first ones is actually Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, Hogwarts, and I think the Arkham Knights is next gen only. But yeah, I'm not sold on it yet. But yeah, so my PS4 went out, and
but they do look a lot better on PS5, man. I gotta tell you, man, Miles Morales was awesome on PS5.
Now, see, here's the thing:
they're so much better.
I had this conversation like maybe 3 years ago, before the pandemic, and the graphics is only so much. The graphics
Street Fighter
doesn't
6 is gonna suck on PS4, so you better get that on PS5.
No, check this out. We can have this debate right now. The graphics don't make the game. It's a good factor.
But here's what you have to think about. You're right in terms of your thinking at the start. But now you have to think that what are they really going to focus on? The next gen stuff? Or are they going to focus on the previous gen when they're trying to push the next gen stuff? So how much effort are they actually going to now put into the old gen stuff? So I'm telling you right now, Street Fighter 6 is going to be out on both consoles. There's no way that's not going to happen. But the input delay and everything else that they really need to focus on to make that game's gameplay really good is going to be on PS5, not on PS4.
And I'm not arguing with you on that either.
Yeah, and Steam version. Those are going to be the two versions. An Xbox One version. Those are going to be the versions that they work on. But the other versions, they're not going to play as good. And if you're playing for fun, it's like whatever. But if you're like hardcore like me,
you're the hardcore guy.
I need my inputs to come out when
I'm more of the Marvel vs. Capcom. Even though I didn't play Infinite, if somebody want to challenge me on Marvel Capcom 2, I'm down.
I'm down.
But so my PS4, and I have the special edition Darth Vader PS4.
Oh, that sucks.
And so I got the White Live Death. I tried to look on some YouTube tutorials, and they're like basically saying try these first, or not you have to go send it in. So I think we're going to send it in because I just started playing Last of Us Part 2 finally, because they had it on sale for what was the holiday? I forgot what holiday it was, but they had it on sale. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally buy Part 2, because I think they've already announced that there's going to be a Last of Us Season 2, right?
I would assume so. I don't know what's announced, but I'm sure they're gonna do it.
Okay. So my PS4 went out. Then my Nintendo Switch doesn't doesn't convert to the TV when you dock it.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? My Xbox is the only one that's standing right now, and who knows if when will that go out. So back to the Darkstalkers, I want to ask you, since my PS4 is out,
Yeah.
should I get the Capcom fighting bundle for my Switch or for Xbox?
Man, I don't know.
Because I don't play fighting games on my Xbox because I think the
I
controller.
mean, are
for the
you going to try to
PS4
play some of the games online against other people? Because
No,
if that's
I
the
don't think
case, I would get it for Xbox for sure. Because Switch's online sucks.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll think about that too. I'll think about let me get on Xbox. Um and for Switch, I'll probably get like the X-Men, not the X-Men, the Mega Man games that I've been wanting. The Legacy, Mega Man Legacy 1 and Mega Man X Legacy.
Yeah,
So
you have to feel what controller you're more
oh,
comfortable with those types of games too.
and you know what? I don't know why this happens, but Power Rangers Battle of the Grid
Yeah,
went on sale again, but only for the Switch. It's not for the Xbox.
it's cross-platform, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I might get it right now for the Switch so I could
I gotta
battle
tell you,
you.
man, I was playing it for a while. I got pretty good at it.
I know I saw your gameplay. I'm like, this guy makes me not want to play.
It was only for like a week too, man. But that game has just wicked combos, dude. If I hit you
Right.
once, you're dead. It's so mean. It's
Right.
just like Marvel.
Okay, so Last of Us. Okay, back to Last of Us. So we see how Ellie is gets immune because while she was in the womb, her mom got bit and only I don't know, she didn't get fully infected. So that's how
Yeah,
she
she
got
cut the
immune, I
umbilical
guess.
cord before it could
Yeah.
reach everything. I guess I don't know. It's weird.
And so through this episode, before they reach the hospital, Ellie is like in this mood, like she's not all the way there. And Joel is
Yeah, they're
like
definitely having some
excited.
very odd interactions. It
Yeah.
felt very weird for like almost 10 minutes. I felt like, well, until they got to, sorry, not that long, but until they got to like the giraffes, it felt
Yeah.
really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, it's almost like the roles were switched, like how Joel was in the beginning, how he's like not talkative, and then Ellie is the one that's talkative. It was like almost like a switch. But you can tell
that makes sense actually. It was a lot like that now that you mention it.
Yeah. You can tell something is Ellie, there's something on her mind. And Joel's just trying to like get her out of it. Joel's like happy he got her back and this and that. The last episode we discussed how, how he calls her his baby girl. So he's opened up to her a lot and considers her his daughter, basically his child. And so then we get to the part with the giraffe, and that's straight from the game too. They captured that very well.
Yeah, I saw the 1-for-1 on that one. Yep.
Yeah. So to get to the giraffes, then see a whole bunch of other animals around there, and then I forget what happened. Oh yeah, so they're walking through a facility on the outside, or like almost like a hospital campus, right?
Yeah.
And flash grenade gets thrown, stuns them, and they knock out both of them. Joe wakes up and Marlene's there. She's like, "Oh, my bad. My people didn't know who you were." He's like, "Oh, where's Ellie? Oh, she's on the table being prepped." And this is if you guys play the game, you know what happens. They find out that the doctor has a theory that something in her brain is the one that makes the immune system or makes her immune to the infection. And Joel figures that out. He goes, "Wait, so you have to kill her then, right?" And Joel's not having that. And Marlene's trying to show him grace, like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you leave. You get out of here. Don't turn around. My goons, if he tries something, kill him." And sure enough,
Yeah, by the way, we didn't say this, but Marlene actually kills Ellie's mother.
Oh, yeah. She I didn't think she was gonna do it too.
Well, at first she wasn't, and then then
I thought she was gonna have one of the men do it.
Yeah, handle business. But
yeah,
it was pretty crazy. and didn't see that one coming either, to be honest.
I wonder how long it was until Marlene got to Ellie's mom, because we see how is it
because she was
Trish?
supposed to be there. And then,
Yeah. But is it Trish in the first or second episode who got infected? Is that her name?
Oh,
The
Tess.
ones that Tess.
Yeah.
We saw Tess how she started to turn almost within what 10 minutes?
Yeah, and
Oh,
they did say
15.
though at some point during the show they did say it's different for everybody.
Oh,
Like
okay,
how long
yeah.
they turn. They've seen some people last like 2 days and other people last like 30 minutes.
Okay,
So
cool.
it
I must have missed
varies. Yeah, it was like in one of the first episodes when they showed that she got bit and she was okay.
Mhm.
They were like they all turn eventually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they're leading Joel down the corridor and the stairs, and there's only 2 guards, and he takes out both of them, and then he just goes on a killing rampage throughout the whole hospital. Because
it's like sad music as he's doing it.
Yeah,
like
and
no
it's almost like
theme
Joel
or anything
is in
like that. It's just like sad music because he's shooting all these people.
Yeah, it's almost like Joel's in God mode, and he's just killing everybody left and right. And he gets to Ellie. He kills the main doctor. He let the nurses live, and he gets in the car. Oh, before he gets in the garage, and that's where Marlene's at. And Marlene's like, "Oh, it's not too late. We, to think about this. This is the cure. And she's trying to convince him, and Joel just couldn't do it. Ends up shooting Marlene, and then executes her. Because he's like,
I
yeah,
saw that one coming too, man.
Yeah,
she
like,
put her gun down. I'm like, he's gonna gun her down.
Yeah, and Joe's like, you'll come after me, so I have to kill you. I'm not gonna just let you live, even though you might bleed out, but there's a chance that you might not. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna like
double
end
tap.
this right now. Yeah, double tap, Zombie Land. And so they're in the car, they're driving off, and Ellie's like, what happened? And Joe makes up a lie, saying, oh, there was more like you, and there's no cure. They tried, just didn't work. Sorry. And Ellie, you can't tell if she really believes him.
I don't think she does.
And she's just, maybe she's like just disappointed that she came all this way. Oh, and before that reminds me, before they get to the hospital, Joe tries to tell her, hey, we could turn around. We could go back to Tommy and live there. And Ellie's like, she's already fully committed. She's like, look,
we can do whatever you want, but not until we finish this mission. Basically.
Yeah, she's like, we came this far. And this shows like the maturity of her. And you can tell like this is how much she's been through, to where she's like, yo, we gone this far. You like, there's no turning back. Let's finish this,
Yeah.
We started this, let's finish this. Joe is the one that wants to go back and like, yo, we could, but she's like, no. Afterwards, yeah, we could, but let's do this fish. So that just shows like the maturity and how like
he doesn't want to lose her now, man.
Her
She's
character,
like his salvation now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she brought him all the way back from like where he didn't really care about much.
Oh yeah, and then you find out that he almost tried to unalive himself.
Yeah,
but he had flinched, and I guess did he just miss? Yeah, he missed. He skipped.
Yeah, he must have.
Yeah, the side of his head. But yeah, back to that. So they're walking, going through the forest. The car breaks down. They go on the hike to get back to the town, and Ellie asks him one more time. She's like, "Look, I have had many people die on me. I've had Tess. I've had her friend. What was her friend name? Riley. Ain't nobody, and whoever else. Like, Joe, I'm gonna ask you one time. Swear to me that what you told me is true." And Joe looks at her dead in her eyes and says, "Yes, it's true." And she goes,
he just says, "I swear."
Yeah. She goes, "Okay." But the way she said "okay" was like she still wasn't convinced.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not that story just doesn't pan out. It doesn't seem truly. Yeah.
She just doesn't want to let herself believe that he could do that.
Right.
But I mean, again, I haven't played the second one, so I don't know, but I'm sure at some point this comes to a head. At some
Yeah,
point,
the
so
the
which I definitely
the
now I'm really excited to play the second one.
yeah.
Because I
I
didn't know it was gonna end like this, man. Like you told me there was a twist. I didn't know it was gonna be something like that. I thought maybe he has to betray her or something like that.
right.
Um, so I did not think that he was just gonna go on a killing spree to get her out.
Yeah, and risk all
Risk
of
humanity.
humankind. Yeah.
Basically, she's more important than anyone else.
And that reminds me of the Spider-Man game, how Peter had to choose between saving his aunt's life or saving the world. Because remember at the end, he had like enough to either save Aunt May or for the rest of the people. Remember that?
And what Spider-Man?
The newest one that came out for the PS4, the most recent one.
Oh man, I think yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
The Insomniac one.
mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, that's it for Last of Us. So ratings. Let's give our ratings. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I wasn't sold on Ellie. I think I told you that before. I was like, I'm not sold on her, but
yeah.
she grew on me. She definitely grew on me.
Yeah, after that one episode, she had to, right?
Yeah, she definitely grew on me. I like the little extras they put into the story. Where we thought it was fillers, but it actually, connected, and connected to the game. So, and is it Pedro Pascal?
Mm-hmm.
Joel, whoever. I think he did a great job. I wasn't sold on him either, but I think he pulled it off. Especially when he's having like his little panic attacks. I was like, oh wow, yeah, he really sold it. So yeah, I think that I'll give this show a 10 out of 10.
I'll give it 9 out of 10.
Okay. Why not a 10?
I still really liked it, but there are just, there are some parts that I didn't find as interesting and almost felt like filler a little bit. So they were okay. They were interesting stories, but I didn't feel quite as engaged in some of those parts. But for the most part, yeah, really, really solid. The episodes that I liked, I really, really, really liked. Like, just insane. Especially not the last one, but the one before that with David. That episode was just crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Just the way, I mean, dude. I think they counted. I think she hacked him 24 times.
Somebody counted it, huh?
I think somebody counted.
Yeah.
24 times. It's crazy. So,
right.
But it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely looking forward to season 2.
Yep. All right. So Last of Us, wait for season 2. Now we'll go to our Star Wars. We'll talk about Bad Batch. So I didn't see the last episode.
Yeah,
it's
kind of filler anyway. So
yeah, so it was called The Outpost, right? Was it? Yeah, The Outpost.
Yeah.
And it's
Remind
basically
me how it starts, because it's been a little bit since I've seen it now.
So it's about Crosshair.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Got it.
Yeah. So he gets on a mission to go to. Oh, actually, it's almost a filler, but it's not. But it lets you know. So basically,
this one, no, I don't think it's a filler. No, I think you need to know where Crosshair is and where his mind is going, where his allegiances are. I think it's very important. I don't consider this a filler. I think it's a really important episode.
Yeah. So Crosshair goes on a mission to this outpost in this snowy area, and they have to get this cargo. They don't tell them what this cargo is, and this outpost has a skeleton crew because I guess there's some leftover clones there, and I guess the men have been getting
and
killed.
They've been there for a long time. Didn't they say they've been there over a year?
Yeah,
guarding this cargo.
Yeah.
And they don't even know what's in it.
Yeah, they don't know what's in it. Never opened it. They're instructed not to open it. So it's an Imperial officer and Crosshair and with some other clone troopers go to this outpost with his remaining clone troopers. So, mind you, this imperial officer is the only non-clone there on this mission, and he's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
He's brutal. He's cold-hearted. Get this done. I don't care what you say, this and that. And so,
Class A, first class Phillips asshole.
Yeah. So, there's these there's almost I guess it's a new race of people, new species that are attacking these men. Wait, is it? Yeah.
I thought they were like some raiders or something like that.
Yeah, there's some raiders. Yeah. We don't really. I can't remember what they look like, but there's some raiders.
Show them. I think they're just like all they're just like all in like snowsuits. So like,
yeah,
because it's the planet is like just snow, like
it's like Hoth.
Going through. Yeah, it's like Hoth, basically. So yeah, they're all geared up, for the weather. So I know they shoot them, but I don't think they ever show their faces.
Yeah. So to speed it up, they're losing the men. They're losing clones one by one. Crosshair and another clone that's like the head of I forget his name. But they're trying to get this cargo back because that's what they're instructed. Even though they said send backup, the Imperial officer is like, no, you guys go get this, and they'll come back without it. So eventually they do. And Crosshair is like the only one like left living. And the Imperial officer says something to where he just cold-hearted, and Crosshair just had it and just killed him. He was like, yeah, I can't take this anymore. And it just kind of shows you where Crosshair is leading to.
Yeah.
Where he's slowly getting out of the good soldiers follow orders mentality. Yeah. He's getting to the point where like, what's the point? Like, am I really expendable? Like, do I want to keep following this?
And it also shows like how far the clones just keep listening. Like they have these doubts, right? But they can't help but just listen to these orders. Like this guy who's like a total a-hole, right? Tells you two, that's it. You screwed up. I need everyone else here to guard this cargo, which by the way turns out to be like useless to them anyway. Mm-hmm. Go and find these raiders, and then as they're escaping, you get the whole like what avalanche? Is that what they're called? Yeah, right. Yeah. Comes down, puts him in a rock, but you find out that like he still cares about soldiers, about men. He misses that, because he's kind of secluded where he's at. Right? No one really talks to him because Clone Force 99 is really an outcast still, so he doesn't really talk to anybody. And he finally had someone to talk to, and so he takes him back, and then he immediately just shows that they don't care, Yeah. He's just starting to see that like what he's trying to fight for just really isn't there anymore.
Right.
I think it's a really important episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what we find out was in the cargo is the new Stormtrooper armor.
Yeah.
And they're looking at it
soon.
Yeah, so they're like,
thanks for guarding it, by the way.
Yeah, this is not even for us. What is this for? So yeah. Next episode, I forgot what it was called, but this goes back to the Bad Batch. Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Omega. We find out that they are dodging Sid.
So you did see this episode. This is the last episode.
Yeah, this is the last episode.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you missed an episode. Okay.
Yeah, our last episode, I didn't watch.
Oh, got it. But now you're caught up. Okay,
I caught up.
I understand. Yeah. Okay, I watched the episode 2 just tonight, so I know the episode 2. Okay.
So yeah, so the Bad Batch is dodging Sid. They don't want nothing to do with him anymore or her anymore. And so they go with the
treasure hunter girl.
The treasure hunter. And they actually, it starts off, they're in a cantina and they're trying to make a deal.
Yeah, it starts off really good actually, the episode.
It's a really some Easter eggs in there. Which is great. Who does it? Does the girl do the shoot under the table and kills the person?
The treasure hunter does the Han shot first.
She does the Han shot. Yeah.
And then you see also the thing from I believe that's the thing from episode 2, right? the thing that was supposed to kill Padme.
Yeah, so that thing
caterpillar
was
thing.
that thing always like the millipede
Yeah, it freaks
looking
me out.
thing. That thing, yeah, anything that has like more than 6 legs, yeah, just stomp it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing makes an appearance. Because they try to double cross the treasure hunter, but she's already a step ahead of them. So they make it out eventually, and they're getting this artifact that looks useless to anybody else, but it means something to her. And so they bring it back to her home planet, which I forget what it's called, but she's there. She lands, and she gets greeted with her nephews, her niece and nephew, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And it's this nice, secluded island.
Yeah, it almost looks like paradise, man.
Paradise Utopia is not connected to any of the New Republic,
No,
or the anything, the New Empire. Because you find out that the reason why, they're not going to bother us because we have no resources, so
I
we're
still
useless.
don't get why they're not nervous about dodging Sid. Like, especially me and my wife were talking about it as we were watching the episode. Like, man, what if there's like a tracker on that ship or something? That she can find out where she is. I mean, it doesn't seem like Sid wouldn't put something on the ship just like an insurance policy. You know what I mean? But even the treasure hunter, who knows Sid extremely well, doesn't even think of that. So I'm just like, man.
Well, she did. She did say that. She mentioned it's like,
I know she said she's not one to cross, right?
Yeah, you
but
don't
she
cross
didn't
her.
say that like if you're gonna hide, like we gotta check this ship for like bugs or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
She didn't say anything like that, and I just find that I don't know, man. I feel like Sid has a way to track that ship.
Yeah. So this is an episode where you find like Omega hasn't been around anybody her age or her DNA at all, and so she befriends this villager, and the people treat them like, hey, you can stay here, this is, you can start over, you don't have to live that, you don't have to be on the run all the time, you don't have to take these suicidal gigs anymore. And then I actually thought it was something else, but it ends up being an earthquake happening, which brings a tidal wave.
I know, man. I thought there was like some ancient weapon or something underneath there that happened.
I thought it was an
Empire that artifact or something.
Yeah, I thought the Empire found them or something was coming.
And it turns out it's just something called a sea surge, I think they called it.
Yeah.
And basically just like all the waves pull away from the village completely. Like there's just nothing but like land, and you just see this huge mass of water that's about to come back and just crash back into it.
Yeah.
So they got to do like an evacuation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And these people are so like humble and Hakuna Matata type, because they're like, oh yeah, well, our people are still alive. We can always rebuild. And the Bad Batch was like, yeah, we can help you guys. And I think that's pretty much the episode, right? Am I missing anything?
Yeah, pretty much. I gotta tell you, man, Tech and that treasure hunter girl are like checking each other out a little bit.
You think so?
A little bit. She keeps calling them Brown Eyes. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Okay.
And now then they're spending a little bit more time together in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, it's just them two walking around.
Okay.
In a lot of places, and they're watching the sunset together and all that stuff. I don't think anything's gonna come of it.
You're right.
But
you're right.
They are definitely spending a little bit more time together than the rest. That I noticed. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we go to the Mandalorian.
Oh, the Mandalorian. So you're caught up now, right?
Yeah.
So you've watched all 3 episodes.
3 episodes, yep.
Yes.
So in the last episode, did we talk about the last episode? Or did I not watch it?
No, you didn't watch it. So the only one you saw was the very first one, and that's where he's like escapes from the pirates. And, says he's about to go to wherever he's going. So it starts where I think they actually have to go to Tatooine again, and they have to talk to Pila. And they show up, and she's like, where's my little guy? And he's actually like right in his little hands now instead of in his pod, because he likes to snuggle up with him instead of in the pod thing now. And he jumps into her arms, man, like Jedi flip.
Yeah.
So Grogu's got moves now. Just so you know, I think it was revealed too at some point. I think Jon Favreau said that he trained with Luke for like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So he knows some stuff now. So he's mobile. He's like making baby noises now. He's kind of talkative now, even though he doesn't really talk. So that's how it starts. And he's looking for, and this is what I thought of immediately when they said he needed that part for the IG unit. I was like, get it from the Jawas, right? So that's where he goes. He went to there to see if he could find that part for the Jawas. Unfortunately, they can't get it. It's too rare or whatever. I wonder if that'll come into play later, though, if they'll actually find that part and bring the IG unit back up. I wonder. But back to the episode. So that happens. She can't get him that. She's trying to sell him because he needs a robot to check if Mandalore is habitable for people, or if it is like poison, if it's cursed.
Yeah, because the story is that it's cursed, is uninhabitable. No, that's why nobody's been there.
Exactly. So she tries to sell him an old like R5 unit, which I think is the same R5 unit from episode 4 in A New Hope.
Yeah, the one that blows up.
Yeah, yeah, right when they're about to take it, which apparently is like in some book. They said that the robot R2D2 actually asked the robot to do that so that he could go with C-3PO. So apparently the robot, glitched out on purpose so that they would have to take R2D2.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, supposedly. I don't know how true that is, but apparently that's the rumor. But yeah, he's the same robot apparently from that, which makes sense. They're on Tatooine, right? So she eventually convinces him to take him, and this robot's like a super scaredy cat, man. The complete opposite of R2. R2 is ready to run into the fight. This R5 is ready to run from the fight. But then they take off, go to Mandalore to land, and he asks the R5 unit to get out and check the pressure, and of course he's like a big baby about it, and he's like, dude, I got you for this reason. Go out there and check the pressure. So he goes out, and he's actually monitoring him like on a little screen, and all of a sudden the dot just like disappears.
Yeah.
And he's trying to communicate with him, can't. He's like, it's probably just atmospheric interference, I'll go check. So he leaves the ship, and the kid stays in the ship. Mando goes out to explore these caves, and then gets attacked by these things.
Like these caveman-looking creatures.
He takes him out with the darksaber, like a badass, and goes back to the ship, and they go down way farther into the mines of Mandalore.
Wait a minute, let's pause real quick.
Okay.
I think it's something very important.
All right.
When he pulls out the darksaber.
Yeah.
He's still struggling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With the darksaber.
And I have a theory about that, by the way. He's not redeemed yet. He's not a full Mandalorian anymore. Anymore. I think that has to do with it.
Yeah, but reason why this is important because we're going to touch on the darksaber comes to play again later on in the episode. So yeah, he takes it out and he takes out some of these creatures, but it's still heavy, like in the Boba Fett series, where he's like, "Oh, he's talking to the armorer. He's like, it's heavy," and the armorer tells him something, but he still has it, but he's still struggling with it. But yeah, go ahead.
So they go into the mine, and then he gets what is he? He sees something on the ground to like investigate it, and then immediately he gets like picked up by this freaking robot, right? It's like it looks like something left over from the Empire, doesn't it? To me, I mean, I don't know what else it could be because never seen anything like that on Mandalore before.
I never seen it at all either.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it either. But it looks like it's something more left over from the Empire from that night of 1,000 Tears or whatever. So he actually is like locked up in a cage, dude. Like the thing like scoops him up, puts him in a cage. He can't even move, basically. Grogu tries to go save him. He tries to like break the cage, but the thing like sees him, and he's like, "Dude, get out of here. Go find Bo-Katan. Tell her what's going on." So he's got to bail out of there, Grogu, to get to Bo-Katan. So he escapes in the ship, and you cut to Bo-Katan, and she's still being a baby, a little.
I love Bo-Katan.
Whatever, dude. My wife was so mad that they made Bo-Katan like a little bitch for a while, and she was just like so mad. She's like, they're ruining my favorite character, right?
Right.
Because Bo-Katan's a badass, dude. Every time you saw her in action, she was awesome. I mean, I get she's going through some trials right now, though. Like, but my wife doesn't understand that. She's just like, no, they're ruining her. Like, dude, everybody left her. How would you feel if everybody left you? You know, like, she didn't tell them all to leave. They're like, you didn't succeed. We're out. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's in her little, sad, lonely state, and they say that there's about to be a guest. A ship's coming in, and it's the N1 starfighter. She's like, let's make it real clear that he can't come here anymore, right? So she goes out there ready to like fight, like to get him the hell away, and it's just the ship and no one's in it, and then little Grogu pops out his head, and she's like, where is he? And then that's it, and then they go to Mandalore, right? And she's explaining him like the history of Mandalore and how it used to, not be like this and stuff. And then more Alamites attack, and she kicks the crap out of him, man. Like with the dark saber, and she
is the Jedi with this dark saber. She handles this with ease.
No
with
problem.
One hand.
Yeah.
One-handed on you, takes these things out. And it's almost like she knows what these things are. Because she spots the little trap where they fall out at in the ceiling.
Yeah, she knew what they were. Yeah, after
she knew what they were. She shoots
she
shoots it out, and then she kills all of them. But yeah,
with super ease.
Yeah. But go ahead. This is why I like Bo-Katan. But go ahead.
Yeah, when she's not hiding in her little lonely spot.
She's
pretty cool. She's not being a baby about stuff.
It's almost like I like the baby characters. Like I like Kylo Ren and I like Bo-Katan. It's something about the baby.
You like people that throw tantrums. I get it. Anyway, she takes out the Alamites, goes all the way down to the mines, finds where he's at, and this thing is like trying to take something out of him. I don't know if it was blood or if it's like his fat. Or what? It looked weird when it was coming out of the thing. I don't know what it was that it was after, but it was gross.
Yeah.
But she it spots her. It tries to attack her. She takes off, I think, its head. And then when she turns around, its head walks away and gets into this bigger tank that she's got to fight. And man, she even takes this thing out with ease. Just starts taking out its legs one by one, and then cuts off its real head.
Yeah,
so it was a sick fight. Bo-Katan redeemed herself in my eyes, maybe not my wife's just yet, but my eyes at least. And then frees Mando. They then head to. She's like, "We gotta leave." He's like, "I'm not redeemed yet.
Yeah,
we have to go further into the mines." She's like, "Fine, I'll take you into the mines." So they go into the mines where the waters of Mandalore are, and she starts to say that like she did this ritual. Like every Mandalorian actually has to do this ritual, but they don't take it as seriously as the Watch do. It's just like an old tradition that just needs to be followed. You know what I mean? But it doesn't really mean much. But she said her father was proud when she did the creed and everything like that. And apparently the mines of Mandalore used to be, originally, the waters used to be a mythosaur cave.
Oh, okay.
So he goes in, she doesn't go with him, and immediately he like falls like straight down.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know that like it was dug out underneath as much as it was. So I think he got pulled down though, because that's a real far fall. Real quick.
The way he dropped is almost like he got pulled.
Right. So she dives in after him, finds him, and then on her way up, as she's like jetpacking them up, sees a mythosaur.
Right.
The things that were supposedly extinct, gone, whatever. And I think right there, that she starts to believe a little bit that there's something more to this tradition. You know what I mean? To
Right.
this religion that he's obsessed with, right?
Right.
That there's something to it. Takes him out, revives him, and then they pretty much bounce, right? That's pretty much the episode.
Right. So the mythosaur, is this the same symbol on
Yes.
Mandalores?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That the armor has?
Yeah.
It's what they're all about.
Also, I want to go back to before. His name is Jin, right?
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin. You find out more. You find out. Well, I found out this new thing about their armor that I didn't know they could do. They could pressurize their helmet so they could go underwater.
Yeah. And also pressurize their helmet so they can breathe in, bad atmosphere.
Yeah. I was like, wow, these Mandalorians are something
ready.
else. Yeah. Almost reminds you of the Predators from Alien, like Predators from Predators, Alien vs Predators.
Mm-hmm.
Almost the same thing. Like their helmets are very advanced and stuff. So, anyways, you want to continue on to episode 3?
You can start that one. I think I've talked enough.
So episode 3 picks up right after episode 2. They wake up in the cave, and they're walking out, and she's like, "Hey, did you see anything down there?" No. He goes, "No, I didn't see anything." He's like, "Did you see?" And she goes, "Did you see anything alive?" He's like, "No. Why?" He goes, just asking.
What if she thinks she's crazy?
Yeah, and then she's like, and it makes you think like, okay, why does she not want to tell him?
Yeah,
it made me think that. Like, why are you hiding that?
No, I agree.
If I was Bo-Katan, I was like, you didn't see that big ass dinosaur?
Yeah, right.
I just
think she was crazy. I don't know.
Right. So they leave, and they're going to where are they at?
So they're in Mandalore. Oh, by the way, he also takes he has to take proof. So he actually takes a little piece,
a sample of the water.
Yeah, just a sample of the waters of Mandalore, so that they know they were there, because he knew he was going to need it.
Yeah. And it also makes you. It's almost like this was like fate, because later on, I'm about to skip over a lot, but it's almost you have to have a witness of you doing this ritual, because at the end of the episode, he goes to the armor, and the armor says, "Oh, you did the ritual?" He's like, "Yeah," and Bo-Katan has to go like, "Yeah, I was there. I witnessed it."
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's a good thing that he did get caught by that robot machine, or nobody would, be his alibi, be like, "Oh yeah, he did do it."
No, it's even more of a good thing is that he fell in the water, and we'll talk about that after.
Okay. Yeah.
You know why it's a good thing why he fell in the water?
I don't know, but you're going to tell me. But anyways.
Okay.
So they leave Mandalore and they go back. Oh yeah. So are they in space? No. So yeah. So mind you, his starfighter is still at Bo-Katan's place. So they leave in Bo-Katan's ship, and so while they're in heading to her planet, some TIE fighters coming, some TIE interceptors.
Yeah, it's like like 3 of them. Something like that.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah,
3 or 4.
So these ain't the regular TIE fighters. These are the TIE interceptors. I don't think you ever see these in the OG.
No. They're definitely in the newer ones.
Yeah,
I think.
So you see them a lot in the games. They're always in the games, but you don't.
They got points, right?
Yeah.
On their
Yeah. So they're like, their wings are like pointed forward.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, they're following him. They're following them, and he has to get on the gunner. So he takes out one of them, and then she's like, "Yeah, drop me off at my ship, and I can help you out." So sure enough, they get to the ship. He drops to it, get in it before a TIE fighter can even try to shoot it. And they basically, both of them, and you find out that Bo-Katan is a hell of a pilot also.
Oh yeah.
And this ship is bigger than his N1 ship. Maybe a little bit smaller than the Falcon. Can we say that?
For her ship?
Her ship is like a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah,
smaller than the
definitely
Falcon.
smaller than the Falcon, way more maneuverable, I think, than
Was it
the Falcon.
actually? Was it the same size as the Slave One? So I remember at in episode or in season 2.
Probably around that size.
Yeah, because you
Maybe
see them right next
slightly
to each
bigger.
other.
Maybe slightly bigger than that.
Yeah, you see them right next to each other. So and the only reason why it looks big because the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because the wings, like when they land it, they fold up.
Which is super cool, man. I like the way that it actually takes off and everything.
Oh, and while she is trying to outmaneuver all these TIE fighters, she pulls a little maneuvering trick where she makes one wing go up and one wing is straight.
That was so sick.
She does like a 180 and shoots it out the sky.
Yeah.
And then they try to go back to the palace and they see the TIE bombers bomb her palace.
I just want to bring one thing up that I really enjoyed too, because Mando gets to his ship and then he starts taking him out with an N1 starfighter. But there's one part where the first ship he takes out with the N1, that almost shoots him down, goes straight up into the air. It reminded me of Batman, the very first Batman movie.
Yep.
I was like, is this a nod to Batman or what? It was just like when he went up and then there was like the silhouette in the moon, and then he went straight back down into the fight.
Yeah.
This is exactly what the M1 did. It stood straight up, then went right back down, and then just went right into this guy. It took him out, and then he started helping Bo-Katan with the starfighters, or with the TIE interceptors.
Interceptors, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that. So they take out I think it's like 4 bombers. The bombers blow up her palace. So she takes out one, and then she's chasing the rest of them. But then Mando sees there's more TIE fighters coming. He's like, yo, we got a lot of red
on the screen.
We got to get out of here. And sure enough, they see him. They're like, okay, they book it. And they almost look like with those amount of TIE fighters, they should have got him. But you know how TIE fighters aims are.
Their ships are faster than those TIE fighters, though, to be fair. And TIE fighters don't have hyperspeed at all.
Yeah.
I don't think they can go into hyperspace. And yeah, he basically just tells her, I got coordinates. I'm sending you. Let's go now.
Yeah.
And, you don't know where they're going yet, but they take off just like the cool Star Wars thing that they do. You know, just all of a sudden they're gone, and let the other TIE interceptors are like, we're left in the dust. I guess that's it. That's kind of it.
It's a good thing that in this episode you got to watch the previously on Mandalorian. So they takes you back to season 1 to where it's either episode 1 or episode 2 where you see the doctor.
Yeah, Dr.
That is that's working with the Empire and trying to find the specimen, which is Grogu. So he makes, and then there's another officer, Imperial officer.
Yeah, she was under Moff Gideon. I think her name was
under Moff
Kane
Gideon
or something.
Yeah, and she was in his ship.
Yeah.
So they make a reappearance on Coruscant, and what's happening is that they're getting not reprogramming, but
it's an amnesty program.
Yeah, so basically, while they're in the Empire, they're basically like brainwashed, and they're trying to the Coruscant and the New Republic are trying to reprogram them to be like, hey, you guys did something that you didn't want to do, so we're giving you guys a second chance. You have to go through this program to make sure we think you guys are ready to get back to like the civilized world. So the doctor's in here, and he finds out that the group that he's on, there's that girl that was under Moff Gideon, and he's kind of like, oh, I didn't know there was going to be somebody from Moff Gideon's crew here. And I think she's been on that group longer than he has. And so,
he's new to the group. He's been in that amnesty program, but I think he stayed in like a cell or something like that. And then he finally graduates from that program, which is why I think he's given that speech. And goes to housing, and then finds that there are other amnesty people at this housing, and that the Alaya, the girl under Moff Gideon, is there too. And I don't know about you, man, but I'm like, no way. That girl.
She doesn't look trustworthy. Like she has that. she gives that look like I do not want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I don't even cross you either. Let's just keep it high and by, simple as that. But in his speech, he gives a speech how he said how he lost his mom at a young age, and this is the reason why he started his work into like cloning, I think, right? Or was it cloning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he gives that speech. So what's her name? Alaya?
Yeah, I believe so. Elia Kane or something like
Alaya,
that. Yeah.
through this 20-minute scene or situation, she like makes it a point to try to befriend him.
Yeah.
And you can just tell, like, okay, why are you trying this hard? You know? She gives him these was it crackers or bread
Yeah.
that they got while they're in the Empire that he mentions that he misses. Like he used to like those
Yep.
little traveler little crackers. So she actually like finds a way. She gives him like a good supply of them too. Like a bulk
Big
load. It wasn't
box.
just like a package. It was like a Costco thing. So so
Costco Empire.
so something happens. Oh, he does like a cubicle job, and he just knows, like, he feels like he's worthless. Like, yeah, man, I need to like go back to my work. And
Scientists, man, it's their weak
yes,
point. They just always
yeah,
have to do the greater good.
yeah.
You know.
And so, and she encourages him to do it. And so finally, something, I forgot what happens, but he's like, yeah, let's go do it. Let's get my work. I need a portable lab. And she
Mm-hmm.
goes, oh, we could go to the shipyard and go to one of the Star Destroyers and get your stuff. And he wasn't with it at first, but she convinced him. So they break in, they go on this train, almost get caught. They're able to escape. They go to the train, and they find a lab where he could get enough equipment to make his portable lab. They think that nobody should be there, but ends up somebody's there being there, a patrol or something like that. Try to escape, and they get caught. But you find out that she was in it the whole time.
Yeah,
And
it's
she
like a
basically,
test that
yeah,
I doubt many pass.
yeah. So yeah, it's like a test. Like, yeah, let's see if this guy is really ready, or if he's really non-Empire anymore. And so she basically set him up, and they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this treatment where is it called a mind flash? What's it
Mind
called?
flare.
A mind flare.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yo, I know what this is. I know what you guys are doing. This is called a mind flare. And one of the doctors or the therapists are like, no, it's not that. It's like that. It's almost like it, but
Didn't
no.
someone say too? Because as soon as I saw the guy, I just think of Admiral Akbar. But somebody said
Yeah.
like it's a trap or something like that.
Yeah.
I heard it. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly how it happened, but I definitely heard trap in there. There's always a trap when it comes to this
Yeah.
guy.
So yeah, he's like, no, this is not a mind flare. It's almost like it, but we perfected it. We took some similar ideas, and
This isn't
he's
the
like,
Empire,
no.
son.
He's like, yeah. He's like, no, this is still a mind flare. I don't care what you say. And so they're about to give him the treatment, and she goes, oh yeah, I would like to stay. You know, I was kind of befriending him, and she looks like she cranks it up, right?
Oh yeah. So
She
when
cranks
they're
it.
doing it to him originally, it looks like it's very peaceful. Actually, he's kind of
Yeah.
enjoying himself. You know. And then she convinces the other guy who was standing duty there. He's like, he's a friend. I'd like to stay. You know.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you're a good person. I believe
Right.
you. Bye. And then immediately she just cranks it up.
And then you're like, okay, is she with the New Republic, or is she a spy for the Empire? I still don't know.
I think she's trying to break out Gideon. I think she needs to go higher up in the ranks so that she can find out exactly where he is and then go from there. Yeah. That's what I think. I really do. She seemed very content to be under his command.
Yeah.
In the second season. So that's what I think.
Okay. So we have to wait and see.
And then we go back to Bo-Katan and Din.
Yeah, so they go, you find out where their destination is at, and that's where the armorer and the rest of the Mandalorians are at. And by the way, in the trailer, you see this one part where there's like 3 to 4 Mandalorians drop from the ship. And then in this episode, you come to find out that is actually Bo-Katan's ship that they're going to eventually be dropping from, because Mando drops. It
almost makes me not want to watch the. Makes me wish I didn't watch the trailers, but how can you not?
Yeah, you know?
But yeah,
but anyways,
you definitely see some stuff.
So we get there. Mando goes back. He talks to armorers. Hey, you know, I've been to the waters. You know, here's a sample. Armor takes it. Oh yeah, it is. Well, yeah. You took your because the watch. The whole thing is like you cannot. One of the things like you cannot take your helmet off and let anybody see you.
Yeah. Or
So
let anyone remove your helmet either.
right. So he says, no, I haven't done it since then. And she's like, all right, well, you're back. And Bo-Katan actually vouches for him. She's like, yeah, I was there too.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, well, you're part of it. You're part of the watch too. She's like, well, I don't want to be. She's like, no, yeah.
So you take
You
your
are.
helmet off.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
By
if he
default,
never
you
fell
are.
into the water, she would have never went into the water.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah, you're
So
right.
because he fell into the water, I'm telling you, man, it all happens for a reason. And she
Yeah,
would have
the
never
Force.
saw the mythosaur or anything. And you know, after this all happens, and she's like, "Well, I guess I kind of am," and she hasn't taken the helmet off, at least not in that episode. And
Right.
everyone like welcomes her with open arms, and
Yeah.
she's got people to talk to, and other Mandalorians are around her again. So who
And
knows,
then you still
man?
have that one Mandalorian that's just like not.
Pal Vizsla.
Yeah, just he's not for Mando.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
he's like the first one they see, by the way, when they get out of that ship.
yeah,
He's the first one. Challenges him. He's like, apostate. You can't come in here. You're not welcome. He's like, I'm redeemed, brother.
yeah. Hate it or
You
love
gotta
it.
welcome me with open arms. give me a hug. I'm just hugging up. Come on.
Bring it in, brother.
This is the way.
Yeah. So that's it. So what do you think that fleet? Who do you think that fleet is?
Fleet?
That bombed Bo-Katan's place.
I mean, I would just think it's more Empire, but I don't know exactly what. They're definitely Empire for sure. I
think it's Thrawn's.
Think it's
fleet.
Thrawn? Could be.
It has to be the Moff Gideon's locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
It has to be Thrawn. It has to be.
More than likely.
And I hope.
I
can't wait. I hope his makeup is way better than they did the Grand Inquisitor. Because I think they dropped the ball on his makeup.
Yeah, he was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Well, he's just. It's hard because, well, Thrawn does look like a creature of some sort. So you make sense there. Because, I mean, the Grand Inquisitor, he looked really, like, fierce in the cartoons.
And then
his face is, like, messed up.
Yeah.
But in the thing, yeah, he was just like a white face. And that was really it. Like a robot with a white face. So, yes, I agree with you. I think they need to do a little bit more work than just paint him blue. Right?
Yeah. Now, I hear this from multiple people. And I think you told me this too. That the Thrawn in the books was way more menacing and like evil than the Thrawn in Rebels.
I believe that, but no, it wasn't me who said it. I've only watched Rebels.
I heard it from multiple people say that Thrawn is way better in the books. I think they even said that about Tarkin. Tarkin's way better in the books also. So I hope if they do premiere Thrawn in Mandalorian, that they make him as evil. I guess I have to read the books, as the books itself and the Rebels. So
I wish they could, but they probably won't.
Yeah. So if this is Thrawn, do you think? Okay, so let's do some predictions. Who do you think will make an appearance or a cameo in this season of Mandalorian?
I hope Ahsoka does.
I hope. Yeah, I believe she does. I hope she does. Yeah. You think Boba Fett will come back?
I feel like they're sharing allegiances. So yeah, he could. It depends on how hairy it gets. We're running out of episodes. Like, it's already the 3rd episode. There's only 5 episodes left. So like, we're running out of time. You know? Unless these episodes are real long. I don't know how far we're
Well, this one was long. This was an hour.
Yeah.
This was like 59 minutes, 56 or 59 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But only... Well, I guess, yeah. It's just they're trying to tell 2 stories at the same time. So I feel like we only got like 20 minutes of Mandalorian and then 20 minutes of this other thing. You know what I mean? But I understand why it needs to show. There's something else going on behind the scenes, and we need to know about that. And you don't want to have a whole episode devoted to that and another to that. So I get it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think anyone else is going to show up?
Bo-Katan. Like I said, I think Thrawn. and that will lead into Ahsoka's series. So I think Ahsoka's make appearance, probably just one episode. I don't think they'll bring Luke back.
Yeah, we already talked
think
about
that's
that.
done.
We're pretty sure that Luke is done for now. He's not
I
necessary.
wonder if Grogu. You know, I think now that I'm saying about it, I think they might show a clone of some sort.
That'd be cool.
I would want that.
Last I knew, Rex was still working with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So in Rebels, so that'd be cool if we saw some of the clones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, that's it. That's all I can think of. The cameos.
All right.
So Tekken, I saw you do a reaction to.
Oh yeah.
Not Fei Long. Who is it?
Martial Law.
Law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would have done a
remember Law.
reaction to Paul Phoenix too, but I already saw that trailer. But there's been 2 new trailers in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, did you watch Paul Phoenix?
Yeah, I saw Paul Phoenix. He doesn't have his he doesn't have his hair straight no more.
No, his hair is
down,
really weird looking. I actually don't like his hair.
Yeah.
But his super was pretty cool, man. Like when he's about to hit him, he flexes so much on it that his jacket pops, and you just see his arm. Because Paul Phoenix has that big punch, So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, martial law is like they're going hard on Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Sure. He even had the claw marks, right? Isn't that from one of the Bruce Lee movies?
Yeah. I forget which one it is, but yeah, it's the one where he fights a guy with all the mirrors and stuff like that. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tekken's coming out. Let's see what else I put out. Oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you see the trailer for that?
I saw like little bits, but I didn't see the whole thing yet. Why don't you go on about the trailer? I'd like to hear about it.
Oh yeah. So I didn't notice this until I read one of the comments, but if you look at the animation, it's a cartoon, by the way. It is directed by Seth Rogen.
Oh, okay.
And you could tell it's his, because in the intro
way it moved, it kind of looked like Spider-Verse.
That's what I was saying. They got the animation from Spider-Verse. Very Spider-Verse.
Speaking of Spider-Verse animation, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but have you seen the second Puss in Boots movie yet? The Last Wish? You need to watch that movie.
Okay.
The whole thing doesn't play out like that, but when there's like a fight scene, the animation switches styles to like Spider-Verse. It's really neat. It's a really cool directional touch that they decided to do.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. I don't know if you have Peacock, but you can watch it for free on Peacock.
Oh, I got Peacock, yeah.
Dude, watch that movie. It's really good.
Okay.
But back to Ninja Turtles, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Seth Rogen's directing this. They in the opening scene, they give like the credits. Oh, the person who brought you this. They call him the big adult kid or something like that. And so he's voicing, who is he voicing? Is he voicing is either Rocksteady or Bebop, I believe. And they're setting this when they're like 12 years old, because Michelangelo has braces. Raphael still has he's the only one that has like the full like do-rag bandana, the one that actually covers his head.
Okay.
Instead of just goes around his head. I think he has a chipped tooth also. And Leo and Donnie, they look the same. I think Donnie got glasses. But yeah, Michelangelo has braces and everything. And
I don't know if I'm crazy. They look kind of skinny in the thing that I was looking at.
Splinter looks like he has an afro or something like that.
Afro?
I forget. Yeah, he has something like his hair is standing up.
Okay.
And there, besides Bebop and Rocksteady, there's another mutant in there.
Was Shredder shown at all?
I don't think Shredder was. I can't remember if Shredder was in there. Was the Foot Clan in there? I can't remember if the Foot Clan was in there. But like, this is when they barely like get out to go in the public. Like, they're really like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looks interesting. I hope they do a good one. You know, people didn't like Michael's Bay Ninja Turtles, but I liked them. I like the second one.
I only watched the first one. It was okay.
Yeah, the second one, I like the second one. I thought it could have been way better with Bebop and Rocksteady. And I wanted more Shredder, but Shredder didn't even fight at all. But anyways, yeah.
Was Shredder in the second one?
He was in the second one, but he didn't do nothing. he got frozen by Krang. And that was it.
Krang was in it?
Krang is in it, yeah.
Is Krang cool?
Krang is cool, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to check it out. I would like to see a live action Krang, just to see a live action Krang, to be honest.
Yeah, so Casey Jones was horrible. They got the guy.
Yeah, that was played by Arrow, right?
Yeah, by Arrow. But it just wasn't Casey Jones, the one that we grew up on.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I think, did you watch the Super Mario trailer?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Nice, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I still like. I think I like the other two trailers better, but I still like that one too, because that one ends up. It shows a lot more of the Rainbow Road fight.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty cool. I don't want to see any more trailers. I know they have so much
You're
more
right.
to show us, but at the same time, you're showing me too much now.
Right.
I'm sure there's a ton of surprises in there, to be honest. Like, usually when you watch a trailer and you see all this good stuff, you're like, well, I guess that's pretty much all the good stuff, right? It's not gonna be much more they could show me. But with Mario Verse, I mean, we were talking about this last time, I'm pretty sure, right? It's endless, right?
Yeah.
There's so many Easter eggs you can put in there. It's no big deal. Has tickets gone on sale for that yet?
Say again?
Have tickets gone on sale for that yet?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
Okay. I gotta get tickets for that.
Oh, I just thought about this. Little Mermaid. Did you see the trailer?
Mm-mm.
No. You not miss anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney.
Dude, honestly, dude, I'm tired of live action Disney stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care. I haven't cared since they started. I never saw The Lion King. Never saw The Little Mermaid. Never saw Mulan. I never saw. Was there a live action Peter Pan? Yeah, there was. Right?
Yeah.
I never saw that one either.
Was that Disney though? I don't think it was Disney.
I thought it was because it's Disney's property. I thought.
No, actually, it's not.
Oh, really?
That's a crazy thing. Most of their popular movies are not Disney property.
That's interesting.
They're open IP.
Really?
Yeah, Peter Pan.
I did not know.
Snow White, Pocahontas. Those are all open IP. I think Dumbo might be theirs.
I did watch Snow White and the Huntsman, but that's because it wasn't really an exact replica of
that
the
was
movie,
actually that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that I liked. But when you're trying to recreate them like almost right from the original story, that's when I don't really want to watch it. You know what I mean? And that's what all those other ones are. It's like whatever. Yeah, Aladdin. I didn't want to see that. I just stop.
Yeah,
just stop doing it. Make new original movies.
Did I tell you the story about the Peter Pan?
Know more about it.
So, but again, like all those movies, they're all open IP. You like Mulan, Beauty and the Beast might be theirs, Dumbo might be theirs, and Bambi might be theirs, but Jungle Book is not theirs. So anybody can. That's why Netflix was able to make a movie called Mowgli.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open IP. But anyways, Peter Pan. I think I heard the real story about that is that Peter Pan's actually the villain, and Captain Hook is one of the Lost Boys that got away, and he's trying to prevent Peter Pan from getting any more boys to be part of the Lost Boys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd see that. That's something more original with the story. Like that's why I liked Hook, because
Hook
it actually
was
took place
great.
right, because that took place after the events of Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's an interesting story. But to recreate Peter Pan again, the same exact story with just, new people or whatever live action, I don't really care to see that.
Yeah.
I just don't.
But yeah, that's all I have. You have anything else?
Is there anything else? I'm trying to think. There was a Street Fighter 6 gameplay thing between two just brick shit houses. Zangief and Marissa, which was awesome. I would recommend watching that. It's actually just on Street Fighter 6 YouTube, in 4K too, so you can see it in like all its graphical glory.
Got it.
But it was awesome. Zangief's got some sort of crazy counter move that he has. His SPD is like, they went full wrestler with Zangief, by the way. I don't know if you've seen him at all yet, but like, all the stuff he does has so much like wrestling personality to it. Like when he grabs you to do, super pile driver, he does this first like a wrestler, like, you're going up. He grabs you, and then does it, right? And then like
Right.
when he does like his super, he like hits you real quick, right? If it connects, and then it goes into this whole thing where it's like, like wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Kicks you so that you go down, like in wrestling, where they kick you and then just like,
Yeah.
and then they grab you. He does that exactly. He's like, kick, grab, super SPD. It was sick. And then Marissa, she's got a crazy super too, where she just like kind of kicks you down, punches you so hard that you fly into a wall, and then she hits you with one more punch. She's like, take every part of my love, punches you in the face, and then rips her fist off, and you see this big heart on your face. It's like all these characters have great personality, man. I cannot wait for Street Fighter 6. But yeah, I would recommend watching it for sure. And that there aren't any new characters announced because all the roster's been shown, 18 characters.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we are 2 nerds are better than 1. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you subscribe to our individual channels with Ron DZ everywhere. And then Mr. Awesome, tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, Mr. Awesome's _neighborhood or Mr. Awesome's space neighborhood, depending on where you go. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, be sure. Subscribe, like, comment.
Yeah, Twitch, YouTube. I got both those.
Yeah, he does a lot of gameplay. Eventually I'll fight him again. Maybe in Power Rangers or maybe in Darkstalkers, whatever. I don't know.
Dude, I would love to play Darkstalkers with you actually. That you got a shot at because I don't really play Darkstalkers a lot. I just like Dimitri.
Yeah. So, well, you got a head start in all the other games, so all right, guys, we will see you next episode. Till then, you guys be safe out there. Enjoy your night. See you guys later.
There you guys.